Alright, this is my second ride with the Yoshi AT2 Slip-on exhaust on the gorgeous 40th anniversary ZX-4RR. So what we're going to do today is, well, I have the baffle installed, and I'm going to ride around a little bit with the baffle, give you guys some revs. I'm going to take the baffle out. So the baffle with this is actually really, I thought I was the only person to ever come through this abandoned bank, but apparently the Ford Flex does it. But the baffle's really quiet. Maybe a tinge too quiet. We'll find out, because I'm going to go from baffle to non-baffle in this video, and we're going to figure out if you should be spending, I think it's around 40 bucks for the baffle. But really, it is very, very pleasant in the neighborhood. Very quiet in the neighborhood, to be honest. So if you're looking for something that's going to really make this bike sound so much better as you ring it out, Yoshi's gonna do it. Oh, so I have my Kaufman's to compare to this. My Kaufman's is more high pitched, doesn't have a lot of bass or mids to it. It's just a screaming, super loud pipe. It only goes to about here, and it doesn't connect to the passenger peg. Sounds good. There's a guy on a scoot. Like, everyone's cutting through here apparently, so. Holy cow. It sounds so good just sitting outside of it. This exhaust, it just seems like Yoshimura tuned this exhaust, where the Kaufman's, and it costs half as much, but the okay, what are you doing? God. This bike, regardless of exhaust, it's just so much fun to ride. It's so capable, so intuitive to just maneuver as well. Oh, heck yeah. All right. So it sounds good without, in my opinion, being obnoxious. Now, I always ride with earplugs in. And what makes for it nice is, like, when you're cruising, you don't have that obnoxious, like, droney sound. I really appreciate that. Oh yeah. I love the amount of power this bike has. It's just the right amount. That is a cool TRX there. Can't get it much more American than that, with all the American flag decals that thing had. So, a couple things. I noticed the induction noise a lot better with this Yoshi than I did with the Kaufman's. It's honestly, it's a better sounding experience. It's just not as loud as the Kaufman's with or without the baffle in. So, hopefully that gives you guys a good sample of the baffle in. Gosh, I just have open road in front of me, so I'm just gonna. Jeez Louise, it is so good. All right, so we're gonna go home and pop out the baffle, and then we're gonna get back on the road. I'll see you then. Okay, so we're back at the boat ramp with the ZX-4RR AT2 baffle out. Obviously can't foresee everything. You guys might be able to see it right down the pipe there, but when the baffle heats up, it's metal. Of course it expands, so I had to wait a while to get it out just because it had swollen inside of the pipe. So I didn't have to wait too long, but that's just something to consider. Most people, they're not going to get right back on their bike and make a video. So all right, well, shall we start it up? Ignition's on. Hey, let's not start it up. It's in first gear. There's Nudie. So honestly, first impressions, starting it up, baffle, non-baffle, it sounds about the same. But it's when you give it throttle, like mild throttle, it sounds about the same. Sounds so good. Oh my goodness, guys, let's go for a ride. I am so excited to ride without the baffle in. I rode just a tiny bit to get to the boat ramp, but it has been mainly just chilling on the way here. And we're going to open it up together to see what it sounds like. they gotta leave the boat ramp, and that's always a journey in itself. Always watch out for the sand. Okay, no one's coming. And instead of taking a left here, I got skipped a bunch yesterday, or the day before. I think it was maybe 2 days ago. I got skipped a bunch trying to take a left out of here because my bike's not heavy enough to trip the sensor to allow me to go. So here we go. Let's go ahead and give her a rip. Yeah, buddy. I don't think I'm putting the baffle back in. Maybe I will, but honestly, this sounds so good, and that's one of the big reasons I bought this bike, is for it to just sound so good when I just want to rip into that long rev range all the way to upper 15,000 RPM. And the shifts here, oh my god, it sounds so much better than the Kaufman's. Now obviously that's personal preference, but like it just has so much more of a mid to bass tone than it did before. And it does with the baffle, but it sounds cleaner without the baffle. Oh, there's a nice Type S there, looking good. And the Type, sorry, and I'm stuck on the Type S, but the baffle degrades the sound as well as makes it quiet. It still sounds really good, but now that the baffle's out, it sounds so nice. And I don't think I completed my thoughts earlier. Like the Kaufman's doesn't seem to be tuned specifically for this bike. It's just like there's nothing to it. It's like literally like a soda can, and that's okay because it's very affordable. It looks great. This thing I think looks better. I think it suits the bike more of the retro vibe that the colors on this bike I don't know, allude to. But it sounds about the same through the neighborhood when I took it out of my house. As long as you're not giving it full throttle, it sounds very similar with or without baffle. So I'm happy about that. The shifts without the baffle have a nice deeper pop to them. It's almost like hitting not a bass drum, but it's almost like hitting like a tom-tom drum or a mid-sized drum. Definitely not a snare. It's not clapping at me. But it sounds really, really nice when you use the quick shifter. And it is, I mean, and I noticed this with the baffle in on the Yoshi when I took it out for the first time. It just seems like how this bike is tuned. It really, really likes this Yoshi exhaust. Man, that sounds nice, popping it up with the quick shifter. The quick shifts seem a little bit smoother now compared to not only the Kaufman's, but with the compared to even the baffle with the AT2. So yeah, the shifts are just really smooth now. Oh my gosh, butter smooth. Yeah. I'm gonna turn this ship around, want some more open road so you guys can hear. I'll go ahead and cut to that. Just kidding, because a new thought just came into my head. So the Kaufman's is a bit drony. One, because it's so loud. Now I haven't had a ton of steady state miles on the AT2 without the baffle, but it's not annoying. It doesn't have an annoying droning sound even when I was going about 60 steady earlier. That's one of the things I noticed. It's just a more pleasant sound at steady state. But if you were taking this for if you're going touring with this bike or on it for a long time, you might want to put the baffle in for that trip. Like, I'm not going to get rid of my baffle. I'm probably going to not run with it because I'm not on this bike for long periods of time. That could change. Maybe I'll do some touring stuff with it, which this bike would be amazing for touring, honestly. I think it would be really nice because I think this bike's very, very comfortable. Super comfortable, and that's one of the reasons I got this over the ZX6. So the ergos on it are very, very accommodating, especially for someone of my height. I don't know, I'm 6'1". I've heard people at 5'7" enjoy the ZX-4RR because they can flat foot it. Like, it does, the seat height doesn't seem that much higher than my Grom. So it's very, very ergo friendly. And that's how most bikes should be, in my opinion. I know adventure bikes, other bikes with more ground clearance, like it's better for off-roading, but I think lightweight and low center of gravity is going to help most people than better suspension travel. But I'm also not an off-road aficionado. I'm just speaking from the average person's perspective. Oh baby, baffle's not going back in. I think I said that about the Kaufmans, but the Kaufmans just got so loud over time. But like, here we go. I'll show you steady state like 60. Okay, truck, see me? Thank you. It's about 60. I think it's really pleasant. I think it's really pleasant. It's not as nearly as that high-pitched wailing noise that the Kaufmans had at around 60. So honestly, I think I could go touring on this with this pipe. Honestly, it really does not. I've probably said honestly like 5,000 times in this video. It's just silly. But unless you're really opening up the throttle, it doesn't sound that much louder than with the baffle in. So again, I'm going to hang on to the baffle because at some point I might get sick of how this bike is, but really it's significantly quieter under partial throttle compared to the Kaufmans, which I really appreciate. So it's really only loud when you want to give it the beans. Alright, let's follow this Corvette. Or I just called a Corvette. Camaro. Man, words. Yeah. The upshifts have a nice pop to them that this bike's never had before on the other exhausts. And a smoothness with that pop too. Oh, it's great. So yeah, I mean, the baffle's going to be great for most people, but I'm not like daily commuting this, and so to me I'm just gonna leave that sucker out, and I am very, very happy to do that. Like honestly, like if you're just 1/8 throttle in the neighborhood, it's gonna be, are these kids coming straight at me? Pretty sure they are. I don't know what they're doing. They might not even be kids. But if you're just 1/8 throttle, like, oh yeah, they're definitely not kids. They're old people. Old people on skateboard. I guess that's pretty badass. That keeps you young, right? But yeah, mild throttle through the neighborhood. It's not loud at all. Now I have earplugs in, but it's much quieter than the Kaufmans. And yeah, there you go. Oh my gosh, should I turn down this street? Wish me luck. Oh, open roads. I'll see you guys in the next one. Let me know if you guys enjoyed this content. Let me know if there's maybe another exhaust you want me to test. I'm pretty happy, super happy with the Yoshi AT2. Catch you in the next one. Ride safe, be safe, drive safe, all that good safe stuff. I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.